force to us, or consider you obstructing us, you can be under arrest or detained. Do you understand that? Is obstruction physical? Your ridiculous questions are so annoying. I'm not going to entertain them. What's Section 3 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms? End of story. What's Section 3? What's coming?
I don't know. Winter, actually. Right?
Well, hopefully no rain.
Well, autumn first, I guess.
Yeah.
Has to go in those seasons.
Maybe not this year.
Fucking, the wind so much it blew out my fucking cigarette. Fucking shit.
Depends how many protesters are out in the winter, I think, is how cold it'll be.
Yeah, that's a good judge.
More protesters, the colder it'll be.
Yeah.
Last winter it snowed like nothing in January when the protesters were in Ottawa. You guys aware of chemical ice nucleated moisture? Geoengineering.org.
Oh, shit.
Check it out.
I should.
Yeah, geoengineering.org, all the stuff they spray with the jets.
Yeah.
The chemtrails.
Well, we try to stay away from that term because it has a bad connotation.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people hear it and they just think, oh, conspiracy theory, but it's up there, it's been tested. People call me Whoosh.
Whoosh?
Yeah.
Chris.
Chris?
Victor.
Victor.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from France. Yeah.
But everybody always keep your chin up. Enjoy these last few days. Not summer anymore, but the last remnants, scatterings of summer, I guess, that we have. I'm feeling a little bit of sun right now, actually.
Yeah, it's reflecting off the table.
You know,
probably into the lens, actually.
Yeah. That might not be good. Maybe people can't see us. But yeah, I guess that's about it for me. Keep trekking another day, you know.
What ways have you exercised your rights recently?
Oh, I thought you meant am I okay with being filmed?
Oh,
like that, right? Yeah. Oh, exercise my rights. I can't think of an example that comes to mind of anything.
Well, right now you're
sometimes.
exercising your right. We're having a conversation.
True enough.
Right?
I can use...
Anytime you pray, you're exercising your rights.
Okay, true enough.
Anytime you ask a police officer, am I being detained, or do you suspect me of a crime, or what crime do you suspect me of
Right,
doing? That's exercising your rights.
I automatically went to that, you know what I mean? Those kind of examples. I took criminal justice at Ryerson, so my brain always goes a little bit...
Okay. Do police ever harass you around here in Toronto?
No, I'm very lucky, but I'm also, you know, a short, non-threatening black guy, you know, Kevin Hart looking. If I was 6'2" and 250 pounds, who knows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you think they go after alphas?
Maybe, you know, I think it's easier. I think it's easier to, you know, look like you're doing something right if the person's as big or bigger than you, and then also happens to be, you know, black or whatever like that. In a crowd of people, if you see 3 tall white guys, you know, kicking like a 5'3", you know, short black guy, it might look to the public as even more, you know what I mean? And I know the whole police, the use of force has been a touchy subject for the last few years. A lot of certain stories. What was his name? Trayvon Martin and these kind of things. I think both in the States and in Canada they're trying to avoid that. So yeah, me personally, knock on wood, let's not jinx it, I've had no bad experiences with law enforcement.
And you also said, or haven't told me in any ways how you've exercised your rights, maybe especially in the face of police.
I don't think so. No. Every time I've dealt with them, I guess I wasn't really the one.
Would you waive your rights if they asked you to?
I don't think I would waive my rights.
So if, let's say, if somebody called 911 on you and the officer arrives on scene, doesn't talk to the reporting party, and just immediately asks for your ID, do you think you would produce it?
I think I would, just because knowing me, I probably did do nothing wrong, so I would be in a very cooperative...
You'd be waiving your rights at that point.
That's true. That would be waiving my rights. It depends really, I guess, on the situation, you know? Cops are also individuals too, and if you end up having a good rapport or good body language with an individual cop, you could just talk to him like a human being, tell him what happened, him or she, we got a female cops around these days as well. Usually, once again, only coming from my experience of the times I have talked to them, it's always worked out, you know? I know that's a lot of people's is completely opposite, and even my white friend Alex, he got jumped by the cops and beat up by the cops, and that's really unfortunate. But my experience has been good overall. I think I just jinxed myself. I think it is a very important topic in society. Who's watching the watchers? There are always people that we call when we want to feel safe, or when we're being mugged or whatever, we call them. They're not necessarily supposed to be the people punching us for no valid, obviously, no good enough reason. There's many, many problems with the justice system. As I will be the first one to admit that. I believe in the justice system, but I also believe it could be much better and be fixed. The underlying principles of what it's supposed to be and what it actually is are two different things, right?
I agree completely. There's a big movement that looks towards lawful, not legal. That legal societies are basically ruining, corrupting our courts.
Okay.
Because they deal in legality and not lawfulness.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And so this movement's wanting to get back towards the lawful nature of justice, and that's when someone trespasses against you, then there's a crime that's committed. But if there's no victim, then there's no crime, and then there's no orders.
That makes sense. If both parties, if there's no victim, like you're saying, if the person just trespasses and then walks, like the person doesn't know this person, so then walks off his property, and there's no...
I say trespass not just in the sense of like physical trespass, but like trespass on another person.
Oh, okay.
So like violating someone's right, creating of them a victim is trespass against them.
Oh.
Trespass against the person.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was thinking about it as a literal going on their property sense. Okay. I feel that. I can get behind that for sure.
And obviously a lot of lawyers who have channels don't like this idea of getting back to law enforcement or not law enforcement, the rights protectors.
Right.
When the only time that law enforcement has any authority over you is when you've trespassed against another person or property. And until then you're free.
Until then you're free. All right.
The CBC, but we're not corporate propaganda. Corporate government propaganda. Fascism is a mirroring of corporations and government, which is what we have today.
I think body cams are very good.
I think they're halfway there. What we need is eye-level cameras, because when they got the gun out, right? Both their arms are covering up what they're shooting at.
That's very
what
true.
they can see. But if it's up here,
you get two cameras, one on the body camera.
You can have 360-degree cameras as well. You can do that, right up here, 360-degree camera.
And the fact that they didn't start off with that to get the most information right off the bat just shows you they're trying to sometimes placate society. Look, we're trying to do the right thing, trying to show our officers are going to be held responsible and accountable. But yeah, they're just body cams. They need to be, eye level for sure.
And it's $5 minimum to just request access to one of those body cam footages.
Now we get to a money issue. Put in a little classism talk to
like
it.
$5 isn't much to most people, but
some eggs for some people if they need some food money.
When it's the indigent being targeted, that $5 exactly that becomes eggs.
A lot more, yeah. Eggs and maybe some bread if you get it on sale. Who knows? So every little bit adds up. It should be free, especially if you're requesting a video because you were mistreated. Depending on that situation, I think it should be free. You're requesting a video where you've been punched by the cops. I think you should just keep that $5. They owe you way more than $5. They fucking jumped and beat you up. They have enough money to go to the police fund and take out a few dollars here and there for that. But no, if that helps change the process, more people talking about certain things, I'm all for it.
The conversation is very important, and the courts in the United States recognize that the camera is essentially speech.
Oh.
That the actions of the press, no matter what, is speech. So to violate, for the government to say you can't film here or whatever, that's a speech violation,
Yeah.
as well as a violation of the press.
The first one. Right?
Yeah, it's the First Amendment. It has five big freedoms, which is redress,
freedom of speech,
assembly, speech, press, religion.
Just been truly